This is something we've been wanting to bring in for a while now, just to keep fans in the loop of what's happening behind the scenes, and now seemed like an appropriate time. So the first one initially, I think, is probably Tom Smith. I don't know if people have seen on social media. I know he's put a couple of pictures out, but he recently had shoulder surgery last week, and he's going to be out for the next sort of 4 to 5 months. It's quite a big op, but we're confident he's going to come back, and we can work really hard to get him stronger while he's working through his rehabilitation. Also, Connor Edwards recently had surgery on his hand, so it's a much shorter turnaround, but we're confident he's going to be back in the next 3 or 4 weeks from that. And then the other one that's slightly longer term has been George Wacker. So he picked up a hamstring injury against Hartpury, and he's going to miss the cup block, but we'll get him back for the next league block.
Brilliant. And we saw that Russell Bennett went off early on Friday night against Nottingham. Where is he at?
Yeah, so unfortunately, Russ did leave the field pretty early. He picked up a knee injury in that game, which was a contact injury, and we actually scanned him earlier this week, and unfortunately he's injured his MCL, which is one of the ligaments in his knee. He is going to miss the cup block, but we're going to work hard to get him back for the next league block as early as possible.
And there's a few lads in the squad who are a bit further along with their rehab. Could you maybe just fill us in on where they're at?
Yeah, sure. So Corey Teague, unfortunately, picked up a nasty injury really early in the league against Ealing away, and he had surgery on that shoulder back then. So he's doing really well. He's starting to integrate back into full training, and we're confident we can get him back playing in the next 2 or 3 weeks. So that's really positive for Corey.
Brilliant. And as Rocco as well, is he?
Yeah, so again, Rocco, he's back in full training now, more or less. We're hopeful that he'll be back from his hamstring injury in the next 2 weeks.
And just finally, Tom, what is your role in kind of helping the players with that return to play process?
Yeah, so as a medical team, it's not just me. Obviously, we have Alice and we have Phil and James as well as doctors. So really, my role is to try and get players back as quickly as possible, but also safely, and following the right protocols and thinking about player welfare. And then a big part of what we do is obviously trying to prevent injuries without getting too nosy. Like certain injuries are preventable to a point. So we try and mitigate those types of injuries by giving players specific gym programs, for example, and specific things on field that they do in terms of preparation and load monitoring. But obviously, contact injuries, with it being a contact sport, we can't always predict those, and we definitely can't prevent them.